Carlos Meza is the president and chief executive officer at Crowd Content, a content creation service that does millions in revenue per year. Well, many of you out there are interested in SEO, digital marketing, and how to get more people to look at your shit. Well, it's no secret that great content is the key, but making content is a grind. Trust me, I know. What if you could have pieces written for you at scale? Well, that's the idea behind Crowd Content. There's lots of practical advice and inspiration in today's episode, so here's Carlos Meza. I'm Ross Palmer, and this is Beat the Often Path. Well, welcome to the show, Carlos. It's a pleasure to have you here. I don't know why we're having this conversation because you're about to be unemployed. ChatGPT is going to replace you any day now. So what are we doing
thanks.
here?
Now I'm just going to start crying and
you're like, I thought this was supposed to be an inspirational podcast. No, this is just pure insults all the time. It's just, I want to make you feel horrible.
Right into it with a kick in the chin.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You got to throw them off balance first, and then we build from there. Let's discuss, because we have to break this down and get back to the beginning here. What is content marketing? What is the idea behind it? And what is the problem that your company aims to solve? Because I understand all of that, but maybe people who aren't in the space don't fully know what those things are.
Yeah, no, and thank you for that, because I appreciate, especially when you do something for a while, you kind of start assuming that everybody.
I know you get so far down the path, and you're like, "Oh, but then we need to go." And people are like, "Wait, what? What is this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I need your company?
Yeah, I think content marketing is a way to reach audiences, right? And I think today, more than ever, all businesses are content businesses, right? Because we're all online. We're all really in the digital economy. And even brick and mortar businesses are online. And if you want to be found, you need to be able to get the voice out. You need to spread the message. And the only way to do it is producing content, right? Whether it's talking about your brand, talking about your products, or helping clients with information that is relevant to their buyer's journey. That all requires content. Even internally, you need content to communicate with your teams, with your employees, with your vendors, etc. So it's all about communication and really helping people with a message. So content marketing helps companies get that message around, generate demand, generate trust, communicate with their clients. I think that's sometimes it gets boxed into the SEO and getting found online, but I think it's bigger than that.
I sort of believe that almost every human, they begin their quest when they graduate college or they're 18 years old with, how do I make the most money possible doing nothing? Because every human just wants money to just pour into their bank account doing nothing. So we Google how to make money from home doing absolutely nothing. And then you see some articles, they're like, hey, you can make a course. You could make a course, you could write a book, you can get passive income, and you start going down this journey. And then you say, okay, but I've made a course. How do I get people to come to my course? Well, you need to write content because you want to rank and you want people to see that and discover. And then the end goal is to buy your course. And then you've got people like Gary Vee telling you, hey, you need to put out 60 videos per day, 7 days a week, or you're a loser in social media. So we're getting all these voices that you need more content across all platforms, video, audio, podcast, blogs, you name it, just content. And then you end up in this cycle where everybody's doing all this content machine. I would argue that some people forget the original reason that they were doing it. Some people are so focused on the thing that they forget that the whole point originally was to drive sales back to something else or to make money, right? And then content becomes content for content's sake, which is a very interesting place to be. So we're in this zone where, like you said, the history has been pumping out a bunch of content. So when you have to do that, quality suffers. If I believe that I have to put out 60 videos a day, it's not going to be as good as if I want to put out one great video a month. If I have to put out a blog per day like Neil Patel and other digital marketers do, or 4 blogs per day, the quality is going to go down if you do it yourself. So the next thing you Google is, hey, who can help me? I'm sick of doing this myself. I want to keep that content. I want to hire somebody else to do this for me because I don't like that. And then I think that's the part of the conversation where, or I don't have time to do this, your company sort of comes into play, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, and I seen Gary Vee saying things like that, and I think part of it, I think, I also take it from what he says, is you need to get the reps, right? Is like, even if you suck, you need to get the reps so you get into the rhythm, right? And I think that was valid for a while, about putting out enough content to get out there. Um, and if you're a beginner, I think you need to put the reps, right? You need to get out there. You need to suck, go through the suck phase and get better at it. But that's a whole different. I think that's a different topic. Now, if you're a brand, and you want to, like, do you have something interesting to say? First of all, like, do you have something unique and original, or you're just gonna take what somebody else said, and then you just put it on your own voice? I mean, like that, those are the kind of things that you need to think about. Are you better off creating 5 pieces of very unique and original content that are going to be helpful than putting 20 that is just kind of repetition and copycat? So it is, I think we're going to go that way. We're still a little bit on the volume game, but I think as AI, remember, the other thing is that, remember, AI, we think is everywhere because it's now the is everywhere in the media. And for us content marketers, we're dealing with it every day. But a lot of people doesn't even know what's going on, because now it's changing so quickly that the mainstream, probably 90% of people don't even still understand they don't even know what content marketing is. So let alone
That's
using
true. They don't.
AI. So let's also put everything in perspective a little bit. But
Right. Very true.
where I was going is, I think the volume game will start shifting to more of a quality game over time. In the future, I think AI is going to create a tsunami of content coming online. And when everybody starts sounding the same, then that will kind of diminish, right? And then the winners will be people creating really, really interesting, very unique content.
Yeah, I think you're right that there's a lot of low quality content. And okay, when you want to make money as a content marketer, or if you want to sell your services to somebody else, which I did in my life, because again, you say how to make money. You can say, I can make a digital marketing agency. It's a low impact way to get in. I can make an agency and I can sell this. And then quickly you learn that, oh, local SEO is a thing, or the kind of clients who will pay you money, law firms and all of the dentists and law firms and professional services, because who has money for a retainer? And then I quickly realized on my own journey, and this was many years ago in the early days, that people had very unrealistic expectations about what content could do or SEO could do. And somebody would say, hey, I just opened my law firm. We're brand new. How do I rank #1 for best law firm in Los Angeles? And you say, that's never going to happen, dude. It's impossible. Because are you the best law firm in Los Angeles? What makes you the best law firm? You just want to rank for that term. You want the trap. But are you really the best law firm in Los Angeles? Hell no. You're just a law firm, and there are probably 1,000 others that are statistically better than you in every possible way. So many people want to game the system across the board, but very few people are asking them the question of, do I deserve what it is that I'm hoping to get, right? And I think that's what comes at the heart of authentic content marketing is, am I worthy of the thing that I'm trying to get? Or do I just want to outrank Coca-Cola and Pepsi for best soft drink in the world? Impossible, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I made my decision as an agency owner to only take on clients that have that unique message, that have that human element. I don't work with people who say, hey, I've got a Botox clinic. You want to help me? I say, no, I don't do that. I don't need to do that anymore, thankfully. I only take on people who I say, okay, you've got something interesting to say. You've got something that's worth amplifying. You've got something that the world needs to hear. And again, we get so focused in the technique and the how and all of that we forget that core message of what is really important and why are we doing this? And I think that's the point you've been trying to make all along.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, you need to earn the right to ask for the business, right? And there is no shortcuts. There's no free lunch. You can try to game the system, but it's gonna come and bite you in the butt. And we see it all the time, especially when you put all of your eggs on the Google on the Google basket. And you know what? To your point, you don't need to be the best law firm or the best whatever, but can you put something out there that is genuine and is unique? Maybe you're not the best, but best is Best at what, right? Maybe you're the best law firm for minorities, or for single parents, or I don't know, or for labor. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But can you
Yeah,
find, okay, what are you the best at? Or can you just be, one of the things about brands is the lack of authenticity.
completely
They
agree.
all sound so fucking rehearsed and produced. And I
Yep.
think, why is YouTube and the influencer industry now become such a thing? Because people are more real, more authentic, right? You don't see the stuffy corporate video, with somebody, with a model, with a scripted thing. Like you're now seeing a lot of very genuine things.
We're nearing the end of the hour, so I want you to give me 3 rapid fire pieces of advice. The first piece of advice is for somebody who wants to do content marketing. The second piece of advice is for somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur. And the third piece of advice is for somebody who wants to change careers out of a corporate job.
Yeah. So for somebody in content marketing, look, think very hard what you have to say, and make sure that it's going to be helpful to someone. I'm sure there is somebody out there that wants to hear what you have to say. So focus on that, and then have the SEO and everything. The techniques is those are the fundamentals, but that cannot be your base. That cannot be your focus. Your focus needs to be, okay, where's the message? What I'm trying to say? How am I trying to help someone? Right. That's the philosophy, and then use all the techniques and everything around it. Not the techniques as the center, but your message and your audience at the center. For somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, right? Like, ask yourself, well, why do you really want to do this? Yeah, I want to make money, but there's many ways to make money. It doesn't have to be an entrepreneurship, right? Like, entrepreneurship is hard. And the best entrepreneurs, they just do it for the sake of it, right? I know people in their 70s that are starting companies. Like, why? You have more than plenty of money. I think it's fun, right? They just like the challenge. So be very, very honest with yourself about why are you doing this, and if you're willing to go through an adventure, because it's an adventure with ups and downs. Maybe is a lot of downs, and maybe a few very high ups. That's how probably it is. So if you're ready for that, then go for it. And if you're convinced, then just keep going, but always with an open mind, because you might need to pivot and divert a little bit from the plan. And what was the last one? Oh, somebody wants to change careers.
Yep.
Just ask your 10-year-old self or 15-year-old self, picture yourself there. Would this person would have regret not making the decision right now of changing the career? If the answer is absolutely yes, they would have a regret. Then that's you need to do it, and not necessarily don't burn the boats. Don't just go and tell your boss fuck you. Tell your boss fuck you. I quit. No, just have a plan. Have a plan, but start working towards it. You got to make the time. Many people will say, "Well, but I don't have time." Not true. If it is important, you have the time. Like if it is not important, you won't make the time.
I love that. I love all 3 of those answers. Well done. You knocked it out of the park. Congrats. Okay, so that's the end of our time. Anything you want to promote, you can have the last word right here, right now.
Yeah, no. So check us out, Crowd Content. So we are focused on creating high quality content at a scale. So people that are very serious about reaching their audiences with meaningful messages, but because of the organization that got into a point where a scale and the amount of content matters, then we are here to help you create that great quality content. So whether it's with humans, with AI, we got you covered, because we embrace technology, and we're not technology deniers. So Crowd Content, we are also putting amazing webinars. So today I have Brittany Mueller from Hugging Face. We had somebody from Google just a couple of weeks ago. We'll have Ann Handley coming in the next couple of weeks as well. We're going to have Michael King. We had Lily Ray a couple of times. So we're bringing a lot of really great people in the SEO world, and we're asking them about what's going on. And yeah, they have more interesting things to say than I do. So come and check out our webinars. I think they're really helpful.
Sounds great. And, we made a lot of jokes. We had a lot of fun in this episode, of course. But obviously, you have a great service that serves a very real need. And anybody who has worked in marketing for a real business understands the need for your service. And that need is not going away today or tomorrow, or certainly not in the next year, because every company is a content factory, whether they know it or not, or they should be. So, very valuable stuff. Thanks for going off the deep end with me, Carlos. So thanks for being vulnerable and sharing your personal story. I think it's awesome. And with that, the official podcast is over.